Victor throws open the doors and pushes Sam inside, making her drop her books in the process.
Hey! I think Kai has made things clear to you, so I'll skip the introduction and cut to the chase. Why are you talking to Valerie about the whole incident? Why are you so nervous about me talking to her? Did she really have something to do with it? I'll ask the questions here, and I suggest you answer them quickly. I'm not going to budge. All right then.
Victor takes a look down at Sam's binder. Victor proceeds to violently stomp his foot right on a binder ring, snapping it off completely.
Oops.
He smiles smugly at Sam as the ring flies into the air and makes impact with the floor, clanking loudly.
I hate to have to ask again, but if you don't start talking soon, I may have to go through that backpack of yours. I know that Valerie is involved with what happened to Charlotte, Kayla, Ruby, and Michael. And how do you know? I have my ways. Wrong answer,
Victor says as he kicks Sam's binder. It tumbles down the stairs as its contents scatter all over the place. Sam feels a rush of anger, but quickly turns into a massive headache, forcing her to clutch her head as she struggles to stand.
Go ahead, destroy my binder. I still won't talk. God, you're a pain.
Victor then notices Sam clutching her head as she pushes her back against the wall in an effort to maintain her balance.
Kai was right. You do look sick. Is the stress finally getting to you? Like you'd care about what's wrong with me. Hey, I'm not totally heartless. Ever since his little quest to get with Charlotte blew up in his face, he's just been angsty and a jerk to nearly every girl that comes across his path. It's kind of pathetic. I used to make fun of him a lot for it. Then you became his slave. I prefer the term partner. What do you get out of this? What do you get out of covering for him and harassing me? Enjoyment. This gives me something to satiate my boredom. I've always wanted to leave my own mark on this place, make everyone remember my name. Plus, hanging around him and Big Head Randy has opened so many doors for me. I'm having the time of my life doing this. You might think you're doing the right thing, trying to do this brave, honorable quest to clear Mikey's name. But it doesn't seem to me like it's worth it. Hell, if I was you, I'd tap out now. I'm not quitting. I've stood on the sidelines isolated for long enough. I'm not going to give up that easily. Well, then I hope you can handle what's coming your way. If you quit now, you'd be saving yourself a lot of pain. What happened today between us? We haven't scratched the surface,
he says, gesturing to Sam's binder before turning around to exit the stairwell. Sam lets out a sigh of relief.
Thank God that's over with,
she says as she slowly walks over to inspect her binder. Hold on, just check. No, it wasn't out loud. That was in her head. She didn't say that one. She put quotes around it. It's ruined, but at least her papers seemed to have survived.
Hopefully this won't make me late to Horace.
Sam begins picking up her fallen papers as she nurses her headache. Sam enters the classroom just in the nick of time. Mr. Hara, who is at the podium, shoots Sam a deadpan look. Cutting it close there, Sam. Try to get here a little earlier next time, all right?
Yes, sir,
she says with a fake smile as she takes her seat. Now, class, if you could take out last night's homework.
Oh, great,
she muttered internally. Sam ruffles through her backpack to find last night's homework. How does one mutter internally? Fortunately, she was able to find it, and it wasn't terribly wrinkled either. She sighs as she passes her homework sheet forward. Her deskmate notices the disorganized mess in her backpack.
Gee, Sam, what happened? You're usually more organized than that. Oh, my binder popped. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, but hey, what can you do?
Sam fakes another smile as she takes out her notepad.
It's really unfortunate that my binder got destroyed. Hopefully that's the only property of mine that has to suffer through this.
Yeah, it's still got 2 rings, right? The rest of the day proved to be the worst day at school that Sam could remember. She had been book-checked by several random students while passing in the hallway. On one occasion, it was Kai himself that accidentally checked her. She had seen numerous people pointing and whispering about her throughout the day. Most of the time, she couldn't make out what was being said about her, but she could guess what it was. While walking through the halls, she nearly saw either Kai, Randy, or Victor every time she turned the corner. Kai and Victor would just stare creepily at her. Randy, on the other hand, seems like he'd rather be doing anything else. She had also been having a reoccurring run-in with this girl named Bella, who had left rude notes and crude drawings of Sam on her locker. That's not how you spell crude. Crude is like C-R-U-D-E. Unless this is like... Is this supposed to be like a combination of the word crude and the word lewd? I guess maybe. Maybe then. Is that a portmanteau? She'd always pop out from around the corner, laughing it off as some joke. Sam had tried to put on a brave face throughout the whole ordeal, but she could feel it start to affect her, just wanting to run to the nearest adult and tell them everything that's been happening to her. But it was unlikely that it'd change anything, not until she agreed to Kai's terms. Or she brought him down. It was a true test of endurance for the both of them, one she was determined to win. Though in a testament to show that perhaps not all hope was lost, a few random bystanders would come by to check on her every time she had a run-in with one of Kai's agents. I want to say every time would be 2 words in this situation. Though in one of the things that truly annoyed her, a few of them even approached her to express sympathy for whatever illness Kai was having his people spread around. When lunchtime rolled around, she quickly got her lunch out and hurried to the cafeteria. As Sam is striding her way through the crowded hallways, she does her best to avoid clumps of people and to stand in the most empty space possible.
That way I can at least see someone try to mess with me before they do it. That should keep me away from them.
Or so Sam thought.
Ugh!
She cries out. She thankfully holds onto her lunchbox as she goes down. The crowd of people briefly stops to see what had happened as Sam picks herself up from the floor.
That was certainly someone's leg I felt before I went down.
Sam thinks to herself as she brushes the dust off her uniform. She looks over her shoulder to see 3 girls approaching her, 2 of whom she didn't particularly recognize, but the third she did.
Oh my gosh, are you okay?
She says with an eerie smile.
Yeah, you really hit the dust there.
The other girl says with a snicker.
Oh, I'm fine, thanks.
Sam says as she awkwardly looks away. The third girl steps forward.
You really should be more careful, Sam. You got crap all over yourself.
Bella says, pointing to the various dust and lint spots on her uniform.
You know we're supposed to keep our uniforms tidy at all times, right?
She says as she leans in close to Sam, who awkwardly takes a step back.
You look like a homeless person.
She looks back over her shoulder at her 2 friends, who giggle incessantly. Sam takes a step forward while Bella takes another look at her, scanning her up and down. Her eyes settle on Sam's ribbon.
Hey, now that's interesting. How come you got a different colored ribbon than the rest of us? Then. Well...
Before Sam could finish, she feels a sharp tug at her neck as Bella attempts to rip the ribbon. Sam is able to free herself from Bella's grasp as her 2 friends laugh on.
Man, the quiet girl can't take a joke. What a freak.
Sam struggles to adjust her ribbon as Bella smiles evilly while her accomplices laugh at her. Sam frantically turns around, feeling everyone's eyes on her. The crowd whispers amongst themselves, muttering various comments about Sam's ruined appearance. A few people even point and laugh at her as well. She begins to feel the suffocation of the crowd bearing down on her.
All the voices, all the eyes. No one is coming to help. You're just gonna stand there and not do anything. Geez, who raised you? It must have been a Merkale that you made it out of kindergarten.
Bella's insult elicits a laugh from the crowd. No matter where Sam looks, she sees someone either scowling or laughing at her. She begins to feel her heart beat faster as her head spins.
I have to get out of here. I have to get out of here. I have to get out of here. Now!
Sam's eyes begin to dart around for some kind of escape.
There's not really anything except... Wait, the locker room.
Sam quickly turns on her heel and pushes through the crowd to get in. Sam lets out a sigh of relief.
It's highly unlikely they'd be waiting for me outside.
Sam lets out a sigh as she leans against the wall and sinks to the floor.
This is exhausting. And the humiliation, the fact that all those eyes were on me, it was enough to kick my social anxiety into overdrive. I can still hear the voices of Bella in the crowd as their insults replay in my mind.
What an odd thing to think to yourself. Sam puts her hands over her ears and shuts her eyes, trying her best not to cry. As if it couldn't be at a more inconvenient time, Sam begins to feel an aching pain arc across her forehead. Her throat feels itchy as she lets out a series of dry coughs. Her sides feel like they're on fire.
Why? Why am I putting myself through hell? Especially when I have this damned sickness in me. Right now, I just want to leave. Walk out of the school and just keep walking. Walk until this cancer finally takes me. No one would care. You see how your classmates treated you just now? They don't care about you. No one is going to help you. And where were the people who do? Where was Sayori?
Tears begin to break through Sam's eyelids as they drip onto the floor.
No, this isn't Sayori's fault. Sayori can't be there by my side 24/7. I know that. And Michael, well, he's stuck at home. I'm truly by myself right now. Just like I've always felt.
Sam wipes the tears away as she slowly stands herself up. Her legs shake violently as she leans on the sink for support. Sam takes a series of deep breaths to try to control her heart rate as she looks at herself in the mirror.
Is this all I am to people? Just some sick girl who's going to be forgotten? That's why they don't feel bad about me being picked on, isn't it? They all know that something's wrong with me,
she says as she caresses her reflection's cheek. She's pale as a ghost.
Nobody cares about me, or Michael, or what's right or wrong. People really do just worry about themselves here, don't they?
Sam shuts her eyes, attempting to fight back more tears.
What's the point of all this? Even if I'm somehow able to expose Kai, are people even going to care? Won't those girls and others just keep coming after me? But it's not just about proving Michael's innocence now, is it? He hasn't been the only person that's been affected by Kai's cruelty. Michael, Shiro, Charlotte, the countless others over the last 5 odd years, and now me. What about the suffering they went through? What did they lose when Kai went after them? How did they feel? In a way,
No, it's in her monologue.
In a way, she can feel them, and everybody else watching over her. How many of them had tried fighting back only to face the consequences? How many of them just sat down and shut up and let themselves get rolled over? Is that what I'm going to let happen to me? Am I going to let myself share their fate? Am I really just going to go from a girl that nobody ever noticed to someone who was bullied relentlessly for trying to do the right thing while her classmates just watched? I never got involved in anything before this, I just kept it to myself. I stayed clear of the drama, the social gatherings, everything. Because I knew that I wasn't going to be around for long. There's no point in getting attached to people when I'm going to have to say goodbye to them before long. I was fully expecting that when I finally passed on, nobody would even remember me. Then Sayori happened, and then Michael. They've truly made my life memorable. Sam begins to feel the tears simmer at the surface of her eyes. They made me feel happy. And maybe I've done the same for them.
Sam wipes away the small bit of tears that accumulated on her face.
Maybe if I keep at this, if I press on and persevere, then maybe I can do right by everyone who had been hurt by Kai. Maybe then they can finally feel happiness and peace. I'm not just doing this for Michael now, and I'm not doing this for myself. I'm doing this for everyone, and I won't give up.
Sam, fully re-energized, stands herself up and strides out of the bathroom and towards the cafeteria. Sam drags herself to a seat in the far corner of the cafeteria, away from everyone. She lets out a sigh of relief as she began to unpack her lunch.
What a day. Hopefully I can get a breather now.
Suddenly, she hears someone walking up to her. Upon seeing who it is, she smiles warmly.
Sayori! Sam!
She says as she hurries over and gives her a side hug.
Hey, I wasn't expecting you. I thought you didn't have this lunch. I don't, but I have study hall. They let us pretty much do whatever we want. I've been hearing some awful things that have been happening to you. I have to go and see if you were okay. Well, I'm bearing through it.
Sam says as her voice trails off. Sarah grabs a seat next to her.
What's going on? Why is this happening to you?
Sam lets out a sigh.
It's about the investigation. Kai knows I'm onto him, and Victor saw me trying to wrangle a confession out of Valerie. I think she has something to do with the whole picture thing. She was in on it. She basically confirmed it to me. So, Kai is putting me through hell until I succumb to his wishes. Well, are you okay? They hurt you? Other than giving me a headache, no, nothing too serious has happened yet. Just childish pranks and games. Sam, you shouldn't have to put yourself through that. You should tell the teacher or Jeremy. It's not going to change anything. Kai's just going to keep coming for me until I agree to back off. And you're not going to back off, are you? I won't back down from him, not even if he pulls what he did to Charlotte on me. But I do fear that he might start to get more aggressive towards me. It's not worth your safety or your well-being to go through this.
Oh, sorry, Sayori.
It's not worth your safety or your well-being to go through this amount of stress. I'm not saying you should give up, but
Sayori trails off.
I'm just worried about you, okay? I know.
Sam says wearingly. I don't know if wearingly is like the right word for that.
The problem is I couldn't get Valerie to agree to my proposal, and I haven't found any ironclad proof that proved beyond any shadow of a doubt that it was Kai who did all this. And I don't know how I'm going to do it. Charlotte tried taping Kai and that didn't work. So I don't know how we're going to get him out of trap. Oh.
Sayori trails off as she racks her brain for ideas. Suddenly, something catches her eye.
Wait, the security cameras! What about them? Okay, maybe we can't get Kai on the whole picture thing, but maybe, just maybe, we can get him doing something bad on the cameras. Him bullying you is already serious enough. And as far as I know, he's still under the microscope by the school for the pictures in his scuffle with Shiro yesterday. Maybe it might pressure the school into doing something, and if we can get our parents to complain, that might add more weight. Sayori, you're a genius. Aw, thanks. But it'll probably be easier said than done. Kai has been crafty in having his people target me in the middle of crowded hallways or in blind spots of the cameras. So luring him to a good camera location might be difficult. Yeah, sure, it's easier said than done, but unless someone comes forward with more information, I don't think you're going to have much luck trying to pick up where Charlotte left off. Yeah, you're right. We need to approach this from a whole new angle. So what are you thinking?
No.
So what are you thinking? I'll come up with something. For now, I should just use a break. Or I could just use a break. Oh, and another thing. I'm not going to let you do this alone, so let me try to be by your side as much as possible over these next few days. Oh, I can't put you at risk too. If Kai starts bullying you, then I'd never forgive myself. I think my reputation is pretty secure, and whatever Kai wants to throw out my way, I can handle it. After all, I have some friends in pretty high places. Okay, if you want to. I do.
Sayori says, smiling brightly at her.
You're my dearest friend, and I'll support you till the end.
Sam gratefully embraces Sayori as she warmly returns the favor. The bell rings, signifying the end of lunch period. Sayori escorts Sam out of the lunchroom and into the crowded hallway.
Okay, just stay close to me.
Sam nods. They enter the crowded hallways, trying to bob and weave their way through traffic as they try to make it to the stairwell.
So
Pardon me.
far, so good.
Sayori thought to herself, oh. But then,
Whoops!
without warning, a girl to their left suddenly stumbles into Sam, knocking her a few inches to the side as she drops her lunchbox, which skids across the hallway.
Sam!
Sayori quickly reaches out to stop her from falling over, catching her in the nick of time.